Hello, I am Elder Small, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today. And as I begin this session, let me begin by saying that it's worth taking note that much of the world is being dominated by religion and religious culture. The people who control religion and the culture of religion also they control our political, educational, and social institutions. These people are more interested in power, control, and wealth than they are in the past, present, and future plight of the human spirit, that is, the human soul. For millennia, powerful institutions have manipulated and exploited spirituality, leaving many of us searching for identity and truth. If we are to have a chance at living in harmony with creation, it is imperative that we look inward and listen to our inner voice, that is soul talk, that is our soul speaking to us. To know oneself is to acknowledge that our souls have evolved over millions of years. We have evolved physiologically, psychologically, and socially. During this lengthy evolution, institutions driven by materialism, power, and control have emerged aiming to manipulate our perception, our reality, and spiritual awareness. These institutions they perpetuate ideologies of European superiority, portraying Europeans as the epitome of truth, justice, and morality. These ideologies are deeply embedded in the framework of our institutions. The media, whether through television or print, serves as an echo chamber for extremists and bigots, reflecting and reinforcing social, political, educational, and religious narratives that uphold this perspective. The rise of racial extremism has been made possible by a 2,000 year history of Europeans showing rampant disregard for non white cultures and traditions. This history is marked by organized cultural and historical genocide. Indigenous non white races have not only faced conquest and enslavement, but their history, spirituality, and contributions to civilization have been systematically erased or whitewashed and replaced by deception, propaganda, and lies. For the last 2,000 years, humanity has been shaped by mental programming that includes images, misinformation, and religious dogma. This programming promotes doctrines of isolation, individualism, and materialism, resulting in an objectified reality where our senses, sight, touch, hearing, taste, and smell, define our existence. Such indoctrination creates a breeding ground for the concept of divide and conquer, leading to a form of secular enslavement that overshadows our true essence, our true nature. We are spiritual beings living in physical bodies here on earth. When we disentangle ourselves from the fetters of European program, we become free to embark on an inner journey of self discovery, gaining a deeper understanding of ourselves. This journey involves healing and reconciliation with ourselves and all forms of life. Two of the most powerful tools are our hearts and our minds. When we turn towards the heart mind, we open ourselves to oneness, unity, and interconnectedness with all of creation. Each of us is a manifestation of divine energy, a divine spark which resides within and animates our bodies. The path to discovering our inner selves is a journey towards morality, virtue, and a deeper dive or a deeper divine awareness. Divine awareness does not culminate in the revelation of Jesus Christ, as the biblical figure of Jesus is a composite character. This character draws from various mythologies, philosophies, and sacred sciences that survived antiquity. During the time the Gospels were being written, the Gnostics cautioned future generations about the transformation of myths and fables into literal history. This indicates that history was no longer founded on provable facts, leading to a divergence from what we know to be true history. The events, miracles, and teachings attributed to Jesus in the Gospels reflect significant distortions of metaphysical dramas as well as the cultural and traditional elements of earlier civilizations. The tools of comparative religious studies and the typological method reveal that the events, miracles, and teachings attributed to the fictional life of Jesus have roots in literature and traditions that predate him by hundreds, if not thousands of years. The portrayal of Jesus in the Bible reflects a misuse of both secular and sacred histories. The creation of the biblical Jesus led to the rise of Rome and the development of ecclesiology, which represented institutions that transformed mythological and philosophical concepts into historical narratives. By inserting Jesus into human history, they committed an act of sabotage, which has since become a stumbling block for humanity, obscuring our understanding of divine consciousness or what we call the supreme being. The study of sacred science, mythologies, and spiritual philosophies reveals their origins in ancient Neolithic African cultures, particularly those that thrived in ancient Kemet, that is, Egypt. And so I'm going to stop there in this with this session, and in doing so, I'm going to pray that in your lives you would experience supreme goodness and that you would also aspire towards um, supreme intelligence. With that, I'll say Dua Hotep.